Hey dear friends, I'm so glad you're here with me today. I don't know about you, but sometimes saying no can feel incredibly difficult, especially when it comes to protecting our peace. Whether it's at work or in our personal lives, or even just everyday requests, saying no can bring up a feeling of guilt, fear, of letting others down, or even the worry that we're being selfish. But what if I told you that saying no can actually be one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and others? Today, we're going to talk about how to say no with kindness to both others and to yourself, without feeling guilty or overextended. So let's dive in. Let's start by exploring why saying no is so important. In a world where we're often expected to do it all, work, socialise, volunteer, take care of family, and so much more, it's easy to become overextended. But here's the truth. When we say yes to everything, we're often saying no to our own well-being, and that's a problem. Overcommitting ourselves doesn't just lead to exhaustion. It can also cause stress, resentment, and burnout. If you're constantly running on empty because you've said yes to too many things, your peace, mental health, and energy take a hit. Saying no is a way to protect yourself, prioritize what truly matters, and create space for the things that bring you joy and peace. It's not selfish, it's necessary. So the first step in learning to say no is recognizing that it's okay to protect your time and energy. You deserve that space to recharge and focus on your well-being. I know many of us struggle with the fear of disappointing others when we say no. We worry that we'll be seen as rude, unhelpful, or selfish. But here's something important to remember. By saying no in a kind, respectful way, you're not only protecting your peace, but you're also teaching others how to respect your boundaries. And guess what? Most people will understand, especially if you're honest and gentle in your response. It can help to remind ourselves that saying no doesn't mean we don't care about others. It just means we care about ourselves enough to maintain balance. It's not about rejecting people. It's about setting healthy boundaries that allow you to show up as your best self when you do say yes. You can still love, support, and help others without overextending yourself. You are allowed to take care of yourself too. So whenever you feel the fear of letting someone down, take a deep breath and ask yourself, will my saying yes right now really serve me and the other person in the long run? Will it just drain me? So whenever you feel that fear of letting someone down, take a deep breath and ask yourself, will my saying yes right now really serve me and the other person in the long run? Or will it just drain me? Trust that it's okay to say no. Now, let's get into the how-to. How do we say no with kindness without feeling guilty or causing unnecessary tension? It's all about the delivery and intention. Here are a few ways to say no that keep things respectful, honest, and kind. 1. Be honest but gentle. Instead of offering vague excuses, try to be straightforward while keeping your response soft. For example, I really appreciate you thinking of me, but I need to decline because I'm focusing on my mental health right now. This keeps things clear without going into over-explanation, which can sometimes make things feel more complicated. 2. Use I statements. Reframe your no from your own perspective. I'm not able to take this on at the moment, or I need some time to recharge. This keeps the focus on your needs and removes any potential for blame. 3. Offer an alternative. If you want to still be helpful but can't commit to the request, offer a different solution. For example, I can't help you with this project right now, but I know someone who may be able to. This shows that you're still thoughtful and willing to help, and just in a way that aligns with your boundaries. Set expectations clearly. If someone is asking for something ongoing or in the future, it's important to be clear about your boundaries up front. For example, I'd love to help with this, but I can only commit to 1 hour a week. This sets clear expectations so you don't end up feeling overwhelmed later. The key is that your no doesn't need to come with an apology or justification. You have every right to say no in a way that is kind to both yourself and others. Okay, but what about the guilt? If you're anything like me, the guilt that comes with saying no can feel overwhelming. The truth is, this guilt is a learned behaviour, often rooted in the fear of disappointing others or feeling like we're letting someone down. But here's the thing, this guilt doesn't serve us. It's important to recognise that you don't need to feel guilty for protecting your peace. Saying no is a form of self-respect, not selfishness. When you feel that guilt creeping in, remind yourself that your time, energy, and mental health are precious. You can be there for others without sacrificing your own well-being. And remember, by saying no now, you're creating the space and energy to say yes to things that are more aligned with your needs and values. You're not being selfish, you're being intentional. Every time you say no without guilt, you're reinforcing a boundary that prioritizes your peace. And over time, this becomes easier. Trust that you're allowed to have boundaries and that they are a healthy, necessary part of life. Every time you say no without guilt, you're reinforcing a boundary that prioritizes your peace, and over time this becomes easier. Trust that you're allowed to have boundaries and that they are a healthy and necessary part of life. Like any new habit, the art of saying no with kindness takes practice. It's okay if you don't get it perfect every time. Start small by saying no to minor requests or things that don't align with your values. As you gain confidence in your ability to set boundaries, you'll be able to say no more comfortably, even in situations where it's harder to do so. Keep reminding yourself that protecting your peace is not only okay, it's necessary for your long-term happiness and well-being. With time, you'll start to see that saying no doesn't harm relationships. It actually helps you show up better for the people you care about because you're taking care of yourself first. So as we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with this. Saying no is not just about turning down requests. It's about turning up for yourself. It's about honouring your time, your energy, and your peace. You have every right to say no without guilt, and doing so is one of the best ways you can protect your well-being. Remember, when you say no with kindness, you're teaching others how to respect your boundaries, and most importantly, you're showing yourself the love and care you deserve. So go ahead, practice the art of saying no and protect your peace with compassion. Thanks so much for joining me today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, your peace is priceless. See you soon.